Enotria, the last song, is a Souls-like inspired by Italian folklore. And I have been looking forward to playing this one for a long while. That was a sound. Story mode, Souls-like mode. I mean, obviously. No, I don't want to skip the tutorial.
In the beginning, there was silence. Then came the first note. A primordial sound with no one to hear. Music birthed itself as a mirror of reality. And so music created men to listen to itself. In turn, they invented the arts to celebrate the mysteries of creation. They gave life to their own gods and legends. The gods, as flawed as their creators, fell victim to the darker impulses inherent in mankind. Humanity climbed atop a mountain made of fallen gods and declared itself the peak. A rebellious few discovered the power of the arts to shape reality according to their will. Pulcinella, the minstrel of change. Arlecchino, the king of theater. Captain Spaventa, the son of Meridiana. Pantalone, the merchant of destinies. Balanzoni, the herald of knowledge. Colombina, the saint of the stage. The authors drafted the Canovaccio, a script where the stage was the very world. It narrates the perfect world they envisioned, altering reality forever. And thus, the Canovaccio gripped the world and its creatures in eternal stagnation, trapping all behind a mask and its eternal role. In a world of masks, only one without a role can choose their destiny and free this world from stagnation.
Okay. Arlecchino, you say?
Ah, the tree of change bears fruits. Awaken, maskless one. The stage is set.
Wait, that's me. That's kind of satisfying. Oh, I have to dodge. Okay, well-timed parry. Nope. 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 Well, I'll take a bit to get used to. The maskless one can weaken the Carnivacio's grip on all manner of things. Fighting hostile beings causes them to build their unraveling meter. When filled, they will be temporarily exposed to a finishing strike. When the maskless one finishes off an unraveled enemy, they briefly enter the awakened state. While awakened, the maskless one gains a variety of positive effects that depend on the mask they are currently wearing. Okay. Interesting concept. Really? I don't. There we go. Use the Harmonia Amber to restore health. Oh, that's a door. It didn't look like a door. Force of change. Dude. Did I not press the right button? Oh, I pressed square into triangle. force of change. Kill the force of change. The tree of song bore many fruits, and not all of them found their way out of the woods. Unfit to play any role, these pitiable husks serve as a reminder that there is a fundamental difference between living and existing, and that is to have a purpose. Alas, the purpose they found was not the one they yearned for, to wander aimlessly as immortal vagrants, forever trapped in the cradle of change. One day, one of them will finally be chosen. One of them will be able to realize their potential to break free of this predicament. And that's when the poor vessel will discover their final, perhaps true purpose, to stop the one who had the audacity to have a genuine chance of escape. Only one thing can put an end to this wretched farce past due: change, the unbridled force long forsaken in these accursed lands. One day, a worthy vessel will attempt to harness it, and it will respond in turn by taking the shape of a mighty fighter seeking to test it. Compendium. Inventory. Miraculous substance sprouting from the tree of change that can heal most wounds. It can be recharged while resting at a reality knot. Song of Return. Upon use, lose all accumulated memoria to return to the last visited reality knot. Cobblestone. Quite simply, a piece of rock. Can be tossed at enemies to deal minor damage and draw their attention. I recognize this. It's part of the wall of my house. Youngsters these days. Okay. So we have an ancient theatrical prop now consumed by woodworms. Oh, they're both the same description. Okay, but an ancient and raw gem with unexpressed power minimally absorbs all kinds of damage. Though still dull and soiled, it exudes an aura of power. A shining gem as refined as the purest steel, giving excellent physical melee damage negation. Drunken Sword. Summon an Ardora sword imbued with the power of Vist and perform a powerful heavy attack. Charging speed presto. We shall sing till morning comes, or till our mugs are empty, whichever comes first. Mask of Change allows you to deal more weapon damage through heavy attacks. In addition, your physical power is increased while awakened. Aspect of a soldier. The collective experiences. Okay. Okay. Resting spots, reality knots, resting spots that restore health, and Harmonia Amber charges. This is really beautiful, I have to say. Open loadouts menu to change your equipment. Press R2 to navigate to equip the Mask of Change. Press X to open your weapons inventory. Press X to open your parry gems inventory. Oh my gosh. Press X to open your tools inventory. Okay. Open the Path of Innovators menu to acquire perks through inspiration. Oh my gosh. Upon casting the mask line equipped in slot 1, your weapon is briefly infused with gratia. Dodging an attack causes the attacker to be slightly unraveled. Open the loadouts to change your equipment. Oh my gosh. Press X to open your mask perks inventory. Equip the Gratia Path perk. Oh. Interesting. Now that's a different. So your your perk tree or whatever isn't something that just says these are all of the things that you have available, or these are all the things that you currently have active. It's you have to take the things you want and put them into your various slots. Mask. Oh, these are... I thought these were like hard souls kind of thing. But no. Acquired. Mask loadouts. The maskless one has up to 3 loadouts at their disposal, in which all kinds of equipment can be set while at a resting spot. While exploring, only weapons, gems, and consumables can be changed. Changing the active loadout can be done at any moment. Okay. That's cool. Double pressing the swap input allows you to quickly select the loadout that is currently furthest in the pick order. Wait, 1 second. I didn't do that. Right. Okay, let's examine this a little bit more. Okay, I see. Okay, let's look at this. We have a stage halberd. A stage mace. A gem soaked in the tears of the dueling mages who tasted its anti-magical melee abilities. Summons an ethereal crossbow made of and shoots a single bolt in a straight trajectory. Charging speed vivace. Step backward, then immediately follow up with an attack using the other equipped weapon or the same weapon if only one is equipped. Charging speed presto. The most skilled duelists master more than one fighting style to maintain the advantage in the widest possible array of situations. Casting a ranged mask line briefly increases. Additionally, that mask line charges it up slightly. Upon casting the mask line equipped in slot 3, your weapon is briefly infused with Fatuo. Okay. Piercing Wit Mask increases the damage dealt by ranged mask lines. Additionally, while you're awakened, dealing a finishing blow to an enemy charges up all ranged mask lines in the current loadout. Okay, well, Path of Innovators. Path of Trickery. Okay, so this is like your magic. Okay, so is that. Okay, yeah, so these are just things, little bonuses that we can add. This mechanism is not working. Oh. Mask lines. Mask lines are powerful abilities. In order to use them, the maskless one, needs to land attacks on their enemies, which gradually charges them up. This enemy has innate Fatuo defense. This makes them immune to Fatuo damage, but vulnerable to Gratia. Try infusing your weapons with Gratia and using Gratia lines to deal increased damage. What? Try infusing my weapon. Okay. Karate inflicts radiant, causing one to recover health over time. However, taking damage while afflicted triggers a powerful explosion. When an enemy is afflicted with radiant, they recover health over time. However, hitting them triggers a powerful explosion that can knock you backwards, ending the status prematurely. Try to use ranged attacks. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Try to use ranged attacks to avoid getting pushed away. How do I do that? I don't know. Physical defense and elemental defense. I don't think I currently have. Yeah, I don't think I currently have a ranged weapon. And elemental defense mitigate different types of damage and have been enhanced independently. Always take note of the weapon wielded by the enemy, as it will reveal which type of elemental damage the enemy will inflict. Dizzy. When an enemy is afflicted by Dizzy, all the damage they deal is increased. However, the enemy will also take more damage in return. So Dizzy is basically a berserk state. Try to use powerful attacks to quickly finish them off and try not to get hit. Beast inflicts Dizzy, which increases damage dealt, as well as stamina regeneration at the cost of lowered defenses. Minestrone. Okay, so oh. When afflicted with Dizzy, right. Gotcha. Compendium. The compendium contains all the discoveries made while you explore the world of Enotria. The entry will be displayed here after you find it. Corda. Level up. Improves survivability by increasing your overall health, defense against physical attacks, and tolerance to abnormal statuses. Improves the damage dealt with physical attacks while also increasing the chance of obtaining items when killing certain enemies. Improves the elemental damage dealt by weapons and lines, while also increasing the defense against elemental damage. Increases stamina and pouch size, giving you the chance to carry more consumable items without resting at a reality knot. Improves the damage and charge speed of lines as well as related abilities and equipment. Okay, so let's do that one and that one. And elemental defense sounds like it would be good as well. Actually, honestly, these all sound good. I think if I was to avoid anyone, it would probably be the Battle Mage one. But let's focus on those for the moment, I suppose. Juniper sword. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of greatsword movesets unless the weapon just does such damage that it makes it worth it. Let's take the great sword. Replace it with a juniper long sword. Let's read it. An ancient longsword forged with materials that aren't native to this continent. It is told that the hilt was carved from the ancient junipers from the lost lands of Enotria, where folklore reigns uncontested. Field of Beginnings. Quinta. I don't have to like press a button to pick up items, I just have to walk over. consumed pitchfork acquired. Okay. An old pitchfork that is barely kept together, good for pitching hay as well as gouging eyes. A surefire way for fed-up crowds to reprimand short-sighted nobles. We do not have enough elementalist. We don't have a high enough elementalist stat to use it, but wow. Townsperson. Sounded like somebody was coming up on me there. Compendium. As the lands fade, my sins are laid bare, and so I shall sing this song, hoping it brings change to the world forlorn. Okay. Domizio knew how to do many things, but he wasn't great at doing any of them. Focusing on something was never his forte. Okay. Shared. Okay. Inventory. Shard. Shard of a miserable memory. Grants memoria on use. A faint shard of a far-off remembrance. Okay. I don't necessarily understand how the dodging works, because I don't seem to be able to dodge very well. Recovers health upon damaging an enemy for a brief duration. Gathered from the root to the tree of change that are now spread throughout the continent. A thick soup with an invigorating flavor capable of clearing the effects of dizzy and its buildup. Old fork. A small pointy kitchen tool that, rather than hurting, can be tossed to draw attention. A wondrous mixture that can clear any status effect. A gem soaked in the tears of dueling mages who tested its anti-magical melee abilities. There's no shortcut to gaining power while pursuing the might of the elements. Only hard training makes you invincible. FSD fragment of FSD used to upgrade weapons up to a certain point. Gardener mask shard. Mask fragments that once belonged to the role of the gardener can be used to recreate it if enough are gathered. Those fools, look at their crops. Of course they're all withered. They never talked with their plants, not once. Of a miserable memory. This enemy has an 8 V's defense. Try using okay, I died. I was trying to... What was I even trying to do? Okay. Power of V's. I need Fatua to defeat that guy. So... Oh, yeah, no, I definitely need to, like, imbue it with Fatua, because it's not doing all of these things by default. We don't want to be doing 2 at once. Sounds like a bad time. Yeah, come on. Okay, so I need something to build up Fatuo in order to fight that guy. That's interesting that you can't just go and fight anybody. Come on out. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not how you do it. This is it. That's what I was trying to do earlier. Well, I accidentally used up one of my heals for no reason. So that's good. Wait. Okay, no.
Portray your character with genuine emotion.
Okay. I was trying to parry that. Did not work super well. Anyway, okay, there's Shores of Quinta. Wow, really? Okay, yeah, we're gonna bring up this one. Sure. This honestly sounds like it could be really good. Upon casting the mask line equipped in slot 3, your weapon is briefly infused with Fatuo. Oh, well. Oh, this is my... Oh? Oh, right. What am I even... I wonder if there's a downside to having multiple equipped. So this one is... is immune to... unusually large coastal creatures. They don't seem to be native to the shores of Quinta. Perhaps they were driven out of their natural habitat and found refuge here. Sharp retort. Formidable performers have many talents who spend an entire lifetime honing their craft. But when their time on stage has faded to last an eternity, one can only wonder whether they're truly content or desperately pining for the final act. Huh. Okay. Just gonna take all of the damage. Do I dare test it? Right there. I think if I was to test it somewhere, it should be there. Okay. So, slot they're for specific slots. Let me re-examine. Let me do this one because I think it was upon casting Mask Line in slot 3, your weapon is briefly infused with Fatuo.
Good footwork and upright posture are crucial!
Well, if you're just gonna go away, I will. When an enemy is afflicted with the Wicked, it will deal more elemental damage, however, hitting them will heal you. Morte. Wow, okay. Oh my gosh. Well, that's better. I can't rest knowing that I have not defeated this enemy, though. Dude, I don't think the rock throwing guy is gonna chase me. Nope. Yeah, okay, so whenever it's charged up with that elemental attack, so much extra damage, it's ridiculous. I need to start over. 2 hits. I swear I'm going to kill this thing if it's the last thing I do. No! Okay, so that's Dizzy. That's what that color is. This guy. This guy. My nemesis. My nemesis. Okay. Oh my gosh. Dude, this is not that hard. What is my problem? Just parry the dude. I'm gonna have so much of this by the time I'm... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh! What? Really? Nope. What? Nope. Okay, that's... Can I just run past all of these people? I mean, they don't seem to have the hugest of aggro ranges.
The most welcome guest.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I can just... What?
Good footwork and an upright posture are crucial.
Okay. My goodness. Was that a mini-boss? Sure as heck felt like one. It was harder than the tutorial boss, that was for sure. Let's see. My inventory. Hymn of Vigor. A frail whistle that somehow still produces sound greatly boosts stamina regeneration upon use over a certain generation. Used in ancient times by war generals to invigorate their armies. Upgrade weapons. Can be used to recreate it if enough are gathered. So we're originally part of the Carnavaccio, can be used to strengthen mask lines. Lumberjack mask shard. Full of lumberjack can be used to recreate it if enough are gathered.
Premium ingredients! Trauma novice!
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that was definitely a mini boss. Ouch. Okay. Alright, well. We have defeated a mini-boss lumberjack and arrived at this new area. Next time, we will start exploring this coastline more. We found the crabs over in that corner, but there's a bunch more going on this way. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.